2026 has already delivered some seriously disturbing horror movies. From terrifying creatures and brutal survival, stories to psychological nightmares and mysterious worlds where escape seems almost impossible. This year has given horror fans plenty of reasons to be afraid. But with so many new horror movies competing for your attention, which ones are actually worth watching? In this video, we are counting down the top 5 best horror movies of 2026 so far. For each movie, we'll look at what the story is about, what makes it frightening, what separates it from other horror films, and why it deserves a place on your watch list. And this isn't just about jump scares. Some of these movies rely on atmosphere, disturbing ideas, suspense, and psychological tension to get under your skin. So, if you're looking for the best horror movies released in 2026 so far, stay with us until the end, because the number 1 movie is one of the year's most highly regarded horror films. Let's get started. Number 5. Leviticus. Starting our list at number 5 is Leviticus. This is a horror movie that focuses heavily on atmosphere, mystery, and psychological fear rather than relying on constant jump scares. From the beginning, it creates an unsettling feeling that something is seriously wrong. Instead of revealing everything immediately, the movie builds its horror through uncertainty. You don't always know what's coming, who you can trust, or how far the nightmare will go. And that's what makes the movie effective. By keeping certain things hidden, it allows your imagination to become part of the horror. Leviticus also combines disturbing imagery with an increasingly uncomfortable atmosphere. As the story progresses, the tension continues to grow, making the entire movie feel threatening. It's not simply about waiting for a monster to appear. The fear comes from the feeling that danger could be anywhere. And that's why Leviticus earns the number 5 spot on our list. If you enjoy dark, mysterious, and atmospheric horror, this is one to check out. Number 4. Backrooms. At number 4, we have Backrooms. If you've ever seen the strange internet images of endless yellow rooms, empty hallways and places that feel familiar but completely wrong, you already have an idea of the nightmare this movie explores. Backrooms takes the concept of the internet-famous liminal space phenomenon and turns it into a full cinematic horror experience. The basic idea is terrifying because the environment itself becomes the enemy. Imagine finding yourself inside a seemingly endless building. There are rooms, there are corridors, there are doors, but there is no obvious way out. And the deeper you go, the less certain you become about what is real. That's where the horror comes from. The movie doesn't need to constantly throw monsters at you. The emptiness itself creates tension. Every hallway feels suspicious. Every sound feels important. And every corner creates the possibility that something could be waiting on the other side. Backrooms also takes advantage of something modern horror has become extremely good at, making ordinary environments feel terrifying. A normal-looking hallway can become frightening when you remove the people, the noise, and the sense of safety. Suddenly, an environment that should feel completely harmless becomes a nightmare. The film's surreal atmosphere is one of its biggest strengths, and critics have praised its ability to create a disturbing liminal space world. So if you're interested in psychological horror, mysterious environments, and the fear of being trapped somewhere you don't understand, Backrooms deserves a place on this list. Number 3. To 28 years later, The Bone Temple. This movie continues the world established by the 28 years later revival and takes the story into even darker territory. And this isn't simply another zombie movie. The film combines survival horror, disturbing human behavior, and an increasingly dangerous world where the infected aren't necessarily the only thing you should be afraid of. The story follows characters trying to survive in a world that has been transformed by the rage virus. But as the movie develops, the danger becomes much more complicated. You have infected creatures, you have dangerous people, you have groups with their own beliefs, and you have characters who are forced to make extremely difficult decisions just to stay alive. That's what makes this type of horror effective. The real question isn't simply, can they survive the monsters? It's, what will they have to become in order to survive? The movie also brings back the unsettling atmosphere that made the 28 years later universe so effective while introducing new ideas and characters. Critics have responded particularly well to the film, with Rotten Tomatoes currently listing it among the highest rated new horror movies of 2026. And according to Time Out, the movie stands out for its gore, disturbing ideas, and strong performances, particularly from Ralph Fiennes and Jack O'Connell. If you enjoy zombie horror but want something more serious, disturbing, and character-driven, The Bone Temple is one of the strongest choices of 2026 so far. Number 2. Send Help. This movie proves that you don't always need ghosts, demons, or monsters to create horror. Sometimes, all you need is isolation. The story centers on two people who survive a plane crash and end up stranded on a remote island. The problem? They don't exactly like each other. Rachel McAdams plays Linda Little, while Dylan O'Brien plays Bradley Preston. After the crash, the two are forced to depend on each other to survive. But their relationship makes the situation even more complicated. Because when you're stranded somewhere with limited food, limited resources, and no obvious way home, personal conflicts can become extremely dangerous. And that's where Send Help gets interesting. The island itself becomes a survival challenge. The characters have to deal with hunger, injuries, isolation, and the constant uncertainty of whether anyone will actually find them. But the movie also brings psychological tension into the situation. Imagine being trapped in the middle of nowhere with the one person you may not trust. Now imagine that person is also one of your only chances of survival. That creates a very different type of horror. Director Sam Raimi brings his own style to the story, blending survival thriller elements with dark and increasingly intense horror. Current 2026 coverage has highlighted the film as one of the year's notable genre releases, and that's why Send Help earns the number 2 position. It takes a relatively simple survival setup and turns it into something much more unpredictable. If you enjoy survival movies, psychological thrillers, and horror with a dark sense of humor, this one should definitely be on your list. Number 1. Obsession. And finally, at number 1, we have Obsession. This psychological horror follows Bear, an insecure man who uses a magical curse involving Nikki, the woman he desires. But what begins as attraction quickly turns into something disturbing as they supernatural force changes Nikki's behavior and raises terrifying questions about control, consent, and personal autonomy. What makes Obsession so frightening is that the real threat isn't a monster, it's the corruption of something as familiar as love and desire. The movie has also become one of the breakout horror films of 2026, earning major attention and strong recognition from audiences and critics. And that's why Obsession takes our number 1 spot. Sometimes, the most frightening horror isn't something hiding in the darkness. It's something that looks completely human. So, those were my top 5 best horror movies of 2026 so far. Number 5, Leviticus. Number 4, Backrooms. Number 3, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Number 2, Send Help. And number 1, Obsession. But what do you think? Which 2026 horror movie deserves the number 1 spot? Did your favorite make the list? Share your ranking in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more movie rankings and recommendations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.